All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this training started. We are recording, so if your teammates are not on here today, we can go ahead and send them the recording when we're finished. Although live is much better, of course, but it's all right. Thank you guys for hopping on. So this is going to be a little bit of a different training. You guys, it's really all about the conversation. So if you're wondering, what do I say to people? How do I say it? How do I invite people? All the things when it comes to just recruiting in general. We're going to talk about that today. So I am titling this Plug-in and Profit because, again, we're not here to reinvent the wheel. We're not here to create our own systems. We don't really need to do that. Everything in Talk Fusion is very, very simple, actually. Very simple to use, very simple to plug into. And so what we really want to do is just keep it super simple because simple duplicates, confusion does not, right? All right. So let's get right into it. So this is really I don't have every single slide on how to recruit here. Okay, I just want to just be clear, but I am going to have a conversation with you guys about what I feel is the best way to really talk to people. All right, one sec. Actually, I realized my video is not on. Do you guys want to see me? Let's see. Bam, there I am. Okay, now we can get started. All right, let's get right into it. Okay, so my mentor, right, my upline, Mr. Johnny Green, he's the one that's really, it's been a long time since I've had an upline. Can I just say that? Usually I'm the upline. So this is really fun for me because I get other people to leverage. And you guys are all in a good spot because you get not only me to leverage, you've got people above me that we can leverage as well. So when I say keep it super, super duper simple, what I really mean is this. Now, there's going to be two types of people you're going to encounter. There's going to be people that want to talk about the products, and there's going to be people that want to talk about the opportunity, right? And sometimes both. But really, with this opportunity, what the biggest sizzle behind this opportunity is instant pay. It's getting paid in 1 minute. So my invite scripts are going to be geared towards that. Now, you could take a bunch of scripts and post them to people, but at the end of the day, this is a relationship business, right? It's people that people like and know and trust you, people that you've maybe built a relationship with over time. Your warm market is definitely the place to begin. But if you have to tap into your cold market, it's not that difficult to make relationships with people super quickly. So my mentor said, this is the easiest duplicatable, one-liners. And you see it on the text message here, which is basically, I have a question for you. Do you know two people that need to make money? Most everybody's going to say yes, right? And then the follow-up question to that is, have you heard of Talk Fusion or 1 Minute Pay? Now, some people are going to say Talk Fusion, that sounds familiar because it's been around since 2007. But some people are going to say no. And the people that say no, you have a great opportunity then to lead them through your sales process, right? So I'm going to back that up because some of us are not going to just jump into a conversation that quickly, and I realize that. So really, this is how I am building relationships quickly with people, and it's a system that I've used for the last 11 plus years. It's a system that I use to build a Facebook group up to 100,000 people in 8 weeks. It's a system that I used to help create 15 multimillionaires and over 20 six-figure earners in this industry. So I'm gonna just run that through with you guys real quick. So if you're building your business online, I'm going to assume that you are. Of course, you can take this and you can take it into the real world. You can go be belly to belly with people if you want to. Most of us are living in Zoom land now and we work from home in our sweats, right? So that's the reality. So most of us are there now. So if you're like that and you're like me, then you're going to be talking to people on the internet, right? So what I found is this, the first thing I do before I get in anybody's inbox, right? I'm going to their Facebook page first or their Instagram. I'm going to their TikTok. I'm going to go find something out about them. I'm going to be a good finder, right? I'm not a bad finder. I'm a good finder. I look for the good in all of people. But I'm going to go find something on their page that I resonate with genuinely, not just, I like your post. No, I want to dive deep into whatever it is that they're about. So when I'm getting ready to work with somebody for the first time, this is my mindset. Do I want to work with this person? Yes or no? Because I'm not looking at everybody like a dollar sign. I'm looking at it as I'm going to put you on a team, a winning team, a championship team, and do I want to work with you? Yes. Okay. If you pass that test and I do want to work with you, I like what you're posting. I feel like I can resonate with you. We have some things in common, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, I loved your post on XYZ. Um, what do you think about this, right? Or what is, really the reason behind this post or whatever. I'm going to reference something that they put on their page. I have a friend right now that's making 30 grand a month selling Crocs on TikTok. So if I'm going to go to TikTok and I'm going to target this person in particular, I'm gonna say, I loved your recent TikTok. Boom, on this one. What made you think to do that or whatever? How long have you been doing TikTok or whatever? This is a great segue. Give them a compliment, break the ice, tell them you agree with them on something because people like to feel like they're heard. They like to feel like you care about them, all of that, right? That's just building. We learn this in kindergarten, we forget when we're adults. Um, After that, I'm gonna find out what do you do for a living? That's the baseline question I feel we should ask every single person. What do you do for a living? This is so simple and it's easy to transition into the conversation, right? Because almost everybody's doing something for a living. And if they're not, well, that's even better because then we can give them something to do for a living. Um, so it doesn't matter what they say, right? It could be I'm a plumber, I'm a FedEx driver, I'm a Amazon delivery driver, I'm just looking at my window, just ideas. I'm a teacher, right? Whatever it is that they're currently doing, I want to know what it is they're doing, right? And I also want to know how long have they been doing it? I'm a plumber. Great. How long have you been doing that? I've been doing it for 6 years. Okay, well, you must love it if you've been doing it that long. Now, I don't care if they say 2 days. I'm gonna say you must love it if you've been doing it that long. I'm gonna say that regardless if they say I just signed up a week ago for this job. Cool. I'm gonna just say you must love it. I'm gonna assume they don't need me. I'm gonna assume that their life is perfect. They don't need a mentor. They don't need extra money. They're loaded with cash. They have their dream job. They're living their dreams. Because I assume everybody must be doing that. Otherwise, why would they be doing what they're doing, right? I'm assuming that. I'm assuming they don't need me. So I'm gonna say, how long you been doing that? They're gonna say, I've been doing this for 7 years. I'm gonna say, you must love it if you've been doing it that long, right? They're gonna say, they're gonna laugh, probably. They're gonna say, no, I do it because of what? The money, right? I do it because insurance. I do it because XYZ. Almost nobody is actually doing what they love, right? That's interesting to me because my job is to help people earn income doing what it is that they love, right? So if they say no, I do it for the money, which is what they're gonna say, I bet. And there's some people are gonna say, yeah, I really love it. That's great. Okay, they don't have a problem yet. So if they don't have a problem yet, and they don't know anybody that needs to make money, they don't have any friends that have any problems, right? If they're already doing what they love, I'm gonna say, go. Who do you know that wants to make money? Then we go into this, right? But let's assume they say, no, I don't love it. I'm just doing it because it's a paycheck, right? That's great news because I want to know what would you be doing if money wasn't the reason for your job? What would you be doing with your time? What is it that would fire you up on a daily basis, whether you got paid to do it or not? And some people are going to say, I would travel around the world. I would start a homestead. I would start a farm. I'd whatever, homeschool my kids. I don't know. Like people are going to say whatever it is they're going to say. Some people are going to say, I don't know, right? I had never thought about that before because if you go out on the street, 9 out of 10 people, you ask them what their goal is, they won't have an answer. That's crazy to think about, but it's true. Most people will not tell you what their goals are. Now, some people, I don't believe that that many people don't have goals. I believe that that many people are not entertaining their goals seriously, and that's why they're saying that. They haven't really given it much thought, not seriously. So, anyways, after you start this conversation, you find out what some of their pain points are. Look at yourself like you're a consultant. You're a consultant. You're just here to help. I'm just here to evaluate if there's a way that I can help you in your life. If there's not, then it's not for you. No stress, right? So let's get right into this and then we'll come back and circle around because this is going to lead us into how do we get to the get paid in one site, right? How do we get to the link? How do we get to the sale? Well, this is how. All right, let's go to the next slide. So this is the question, right? And this is after we've already built some rapport with them. We've already figured out that they're a plumber and they hate it and they're doing it because it pays the bills. Okay. So I'm going to ask them, what is it you would be doing if money weren't an issue? Well, I would start my own bookstore. Okay. What are you doing currently right now that is working your way towards that goal? Well, I haven't done anything towards it yet. Most people have goals and they've never even actually attempted them yet. Most people don't go after their goals because they don't believe that they can do it. So because they don't believe that they can do it, they probably aren't going to attempt it, right? All right. So this is where this comes in. Well, if I could show you a simple system to earn an extra $400, $1,200 this month so that you can go and actually take steps towards building your dream life or your goals or whatever it is that you just said you wanted to do, would you be willing to take a look? Now, because I smooth that whole conversation into this, now if you just start out with this, it's going to be, it might be a little rough. You might have to send 1,000 messages to get 100 signups, right? If you're a little more, what is it, likable and easy to talk to, it may be a little bit easier, right? So I'm going to find out if they're open, right? This is really important because not everybody is open, and that's okay. Our job is not to really sell anything. It's really just to find, it's to sort people that are looking for something. Because if you gotta beg them to join, you're gonna have to beg them to build, and it's just not gonna be worth your time. Now you're gonna have a bunch of cows on your team that aren't producing milk. That's not the goal. We only want hungry cows that are ready to produce, right? So if you got some hunger in you, I will work with you. If you have no pulse, next. Okay. So let's assume this conversation goes perfectly. Okay. If I can show you a system that works and you can actually get paid every minute of the day. And they say, sure, send me the info. Most people are going to say, send me the info, right? Now, you have two options here, and one of them converts more than the other. I'm going to present both options to you. One is for more information, go ahead and get to my site, getpaid1.com/ whatever your username is, right? Or maybe it's before that. It's username dot. Okay. Use your link. Let me know what time you are available to chat as multiple leaders are positioning themselves to launch their business this Saturday. Now, you might not say leaders if you're talking to a plumber. You can just say, I have multiple people that I'm lining up to launch this Saturday. And it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. We are launching on Saturday. Why? Because we're plugging into the system that exists. We're not creating one. So we're going to get people to the presentation. We're going to get them to the training that follows right after that. So the two options is this. One, we're going to either send them a website and instruct them to watch the videos on the website and then book a call, or if you want to increase your conversion, you're going to get them on a call first before you send them a link, before you send them any videos or any of that jazz, right? So I prefer to get on a call first because I will work less hard if I put more energy into the relationship right out the gates. So at this point, if you don't know what to say on the call, right? You're like, wow, why would I book a call? What am I going to tell them? This is where we're going to leverage our upline, right? So if you choose to send a link option, they're going to see this. You guys know what this looks like. Already my pictures are a little jacked up here. Just ignore that. But you could say this is the simple cash flow system that's converting right now and creating income for people in real time. Here's the link, watch the videos. And then I have 2 time slots available. We can hop on a call and get your business started. Boom. I'm assuming the sale. That's it. You're going to send them here. They're going to see the videos. They're going to pick a package, and that's it. But there has to be either a follow-up or a three-way call that comes next. Now, if they're a bigger leader or somebody that needs more information or somebody that you think has a lot of potential, don't put me on the phone with your customers. Please don't do that. Like, just if you're going to book a three-way call with me, I need it to be the best and the brightest and the worthiest of my time, right? And so here's how you're going to pitch the three-way call. All right. You can say, you know what? I'm glad you're interested and you like what you saw. What I would like to do is actually, I would like to introduce you to my business partner. I'd like to introduce you to my business partner. She was She was, I'm not anymore because y'all, I'm starting with you again. She was the number one income earner in all of the network marketing industry globally. She's helped create 15 millionaires and over 20 six-figure income earners. Her time is very valuable. I don't know if I can get her on the call, but let me check her availability and see if we can lock something up. And then boom, you go to my calendar. You pick a couple times and you say she's available Tuesday at 1 or she's available Friday at 12. That's what we got. She's only taking a certain amount of people right now to personally mentor. Her time is limited, it's valuable. But if you're serious about this business, if you're serious about making a substantial or even, a medium substantial amount of money, okay, then let's go ahead and get this call started. So I'm opening my calendar up to people on my team, verified. You're on my team, you have an ID here, you're active, you're qualified, all that jazz. If you're neither of those things, then you need to work on that first, right? And to get active and qualified is very, very simple. Is you're going to get 200 points on your left and 200 points on your right. That gets you qualified for your binary. Active means you're paying your subscription every month. That's it. Those two things, you can use a three-way call system. All right. Um, so you gotta hype up the upline, right? If I'm gonna hype up my upline on me, then I'm gonna say, something to the effect of, I can get you on the phone. He's a very busy guy. He's made multiple seven figures in this industry, but he's willing to take a few more people on the team to personally mentor. Does that sound like something that would be of interest to you? And if their energy is an 11 out of 10, book the call. If they're like, okay, this is a great time for you now to posture up a little bit and say, like if they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to call, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Then what I suggest to you is go ahead and get enrolled, pick your package, and then I will do a call with you so that you can get plugged in. If they're medium, lukewarm, you guys take that call and you're going to just plug them into the system that exists. If they're super motivated, excited, and ready to work hard and make a lot of money, then go ahead and book the call. Super simple. Edify your upline, get them on a calendar, and then let's move because they have to launch their business, right? And the best way to do that is the right way, and that is by plugging into the leader, right? Okay. Now, we are going to have objections. Of course, it's not just everybody says yes, like I know if I show 10 presentations a day, I have two people sign up. That's it, right? If I'm really good, I make it three. But the other people are going to have objections. And that's completely normal. That's part of the sales process. Don't cry about it. If you're a waitress serving coffee and you're going around the room and you say coffee, yes, and they go, no. And you're like, okay, you're not going to go cry because they said no. You're just going to go to the next person and say, would you like some coffee? Yes. Would you like coffee? Yes. Coffee, yes. Coffee, yes. No. Okay. When you go to McDonald's, and I don't, but maybe y'all, I don't know. You go to McDonald's, what do they say when you go buy something? Would you like fries with that? If they say no, you're not going to go cry about it, right? You're just saying you don't want any fries. All right. Do you want to get paid instantly? Yes. No. No. Okay. Well, then go do what you're going to do. I'm going to do this because this is working. All right. So you're going to get probably the three main objections, which is I don't have the time, I don't have the money, email is dead. You're going to get some product objections. All right. And I highly encourage you not to become a technical product email video expert. Like that's really, we're here to make money. Let's just keep it real. We're not here to be a VIP email concierge. The cool thing about this business is our CEO, Bob, has already thought of all these things. And you go into the back office right now, which I can show you guys after this after my slides are done here, I'll show you the back office and what to look for. You're going to see that you have a compensation PDF, you've got videos, you've got everything you need, got a FAQ, everything is right there. You got a video tutorial. You just send them the tutorials. Don't explain it all. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get through the amount of people you need to get through to hit your income goals, right? So here we go. Number one, I don't have the time. Anytime I have an objection, it's three things: feel, felt, found. This is like time tested, and you can fill in however you want to say this, but people who say, I don't have the time, I'm really busy right now. This seems cool, but I don't have the time. So I'm going to say, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I was getting started. Matter of fact, I had three different businesses I was trying to deal with. There's no way I could take on another business, or whatever it is you say. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I was getting started. But what I found was even working this business part-time, it was a way that I could create extra income so I could offload some things on my calendar so that I could spend more meaningful time with the people I love. So that I could XYZ. Because if you're making more money, you're going to get more time. Where most of us are trading our time for money, I like to trade my money for time, right? So if you had more money, would that free up your time? Most people say, yeah, because I wouldn't have to work two jobs. I could just work one, right? People who are super busy. I say that. Feel, felt, found. So next one, I don't have the money. Now, 9 times out of 10, people that say they don't have the money, it's not that they don't have the money, it's that they don't believe that this is going to produce a return on investment. That's what they really are saying. Because it's the same people that say they don't have money. They got their nails done, they got their lashes done, they got iPhone. They could figure out how to get $20 a month. They could. Like, honestly, your Netflix is probably more than that. I'm just saying. So people have the money. They just say they don't because they don't believe that I'm going to get a return on investment. They're thinking this is going to cost me money. I'm not going to make money. So this is a lack of belief issue. It's not a lack of money issue. So as long as you know that going in, when you hear I don't have the money, don't freeze up and say, oh, what am I going to do? They don't have money for the sale. They do have money for the sale. I promise. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to get some people that are super duper, don't have the money for sure. I will share with you how to deal with that, but this is not your first line of defense. Okay. Your first line of defense is I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I was getting started, but what I found was working this business actually helped me create more income quickly. Because honestly, if you can get paid every minute, um, that's going to be worth it for you, because you can make a $25 sale, boom, your membership is paid for. It's not costing you anything. You put two people in this business, you're in a risk-free business. You're in a free business. You're not costing you anything. You're already ahead, right? So, what kind of money would you need to make for this to make sense for you? So, I don't have the money. Okay, tell me your income goals. Because money talks, right? It does. It's if I believe you can help me make the money I want to make, I will listen to you. But if you can't help me get the money I want, then I don't have the money for it, right? So if they say I need to make $5,000 a month, or I would like to make an extra $1,000 a month, I mean, some people I would like to make $25,000 a month. Okay, no problem. So we have a very specific blueprint for this business that can help you make $25,000 a month. The first step is to get your position enrolled, get your business launched on Saturday, and bring two people with you. Simple as that. Okay. Um, and then I will help you get to your income goals. It's very simple. In fact, I talked to the CEO himself. This was my kind of bottom line for this business. I said, Bob, I need to make $200,000 a month. If it's less than that, it's not going to be fun for me and I'm not interested. It doesn't matter what number you say. In this business, the sky's the limit. So I told him I need $200,000 a month for me to be excited about this opportunity, right? And he said, no problem. Really, no guarantees, right? Of course, we're in this business. But he said, if you put 1,000 people on your left and 1,000 people on your right, in your left and right teams, 1,000 each, let's say they're all the pro pack, right? Which obviously doesn't always work like that. You're gonna have a mix. But let's say they're all pro packs, 1,000 left, 1,000 right, you're at $200,000 a month. So my mind, I'm like, okay, so that's all I have to do. I just have to go get 1,000 people on my left, 1,000 people on my right. Now, if your income goal is less than that, you can do less work. I have to work very hard because that's what I want to do. That's how much money I want to make, right? So there is a blueprint for whatever income goal you are trying to get to. There is a blueprint for it. You just have to understand it so that you can keep your mindset straight, keep your vision locked in so that you can go achieve that. Because I tell you what, when people on your team start making money, they're going to be very, very excited, right? They're going to be very excited. And they're not going to have that objection anymore. So, yeah, that's what I say when it comes to that. Now, some people are going to say email, like you get these people, right? They're like, it's all about TikTok now. It's all about Facebook and Instagram and social media is taking over. I don't even check my email, right? You get people like that. So my response again is the same thing. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I was getting started. But what I found was that there are billions of people who still use email every single day, and yet there's no competition with video email. Our email system, plus the 1 minute pay, is actually revolutionary. So uh, I'm just going to say that. I'm going to say there's infinitely more users for email than there are on social media, and you can actually combine the two because you can use our product to turn it into social media posts if you really want to. And if they're a business owner, then they're going to also get a free lesson from me, and that's this. If you aren't building your email list, you're going to be recruiting the rest of your damn life. I'm just going to be completely honest. If you are not building an email list, you will have to recruit the rest of your life, right? In different opportunities or whatever. Like, and you're going to restart every time because your database, your people you bringing are stuck in social media or they're stuck in somebody's back office, right? So if you really want to make money as either an influencer or a network marketer, or a Talk Fusion promoter, then you need to start getting serious about your email list, right? Because I went to Brian Proctor's place in the Dominican Republic earlier this year. Actually, last year, it was January. And he was talking about growing Bob Proctor's business. Bob Proctor, my mentor, who gave me this book, right? Which is The Science of Getting Rich. He said the turning point in Bob Proctor's career wasn't because he had a lot of YouTube videos. He does, which is amazing. It was when he started to build an email list, and Brian was the person responsible for that email list, and he's the one that gave Bob the idea, like, "Hey, Dad, why don't we just create an email list?" Right? Then they realized once they got their list to 100,000 people, right? Even 10,000 people. Let's say only 10% of those convert. Whatever offer you're sending them, only 10% convert. You're printing money. So an email list is a way to print money. And if you are a business owner, you better get serious about it. Most of the time, business owners haven't thought about it, or they have a list and they are not tapping into that list. They're not using it correctly. These are things that you can learn by being a part of our team. These are things that most people, when you say that, are not going to have any objections left. So, getting started, we're going to assume the sale. Once again, here's the next step. Here's what we need to do to get started. I'm not going to give them really a lot of wiggle room to argue their way out of this at this point. It's too late. You're in. I've handled your objections. I already said I was going to help you get to your income goal. And so now here's the next step. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell them I highly recommend coming at the pro package, especially if you're a business owner, because this is going to give you the white labeled version of the product, which means you can put your own logo on the templates. You can use your own designs on the templates. You can put whatever you want in there. You have 10-minute recording time. You can put 10,000 contacts in there. You get more storage. Okay. And over 30,000 designs, whatever. You don't even have to read all that. Just tell them if you're serious about your goals, then you need to come in at the pro pack. Now they say, I don't have that right now. And then I'm going to say, then come in at the elite and then you upgrade next month after I show you how easy it is to make money here. That's it. Oh, I don't have money for that. Fine. Come in at the starter. That's the last worst case scenario. I don't even have money for that. Right? Okay. We're going to get people like that too. That's okay. And then at that point, you're going to say, you can register for a free account here and make fast start commissions. I don't recommend that you come in this way because now you're on a 2 week time clock. All right. But if it's that serious, you can do that. And as long as you upgrade your account within 2 weeks, you'll get access to the commissions that you will earn along the way. All right. So that's just a fail safe. We're not promoting that. That's a bad way to build your business. We don't want to go for a real sale. We don't want to go for free accounts. Free accounts is nonsense. You're not going to get paid on these people. So it's just kind of useless. But if you want to lock them in, you can. And I would just also, if you are going to begin positioning yourself as a leader in this business, you can say, you come in at a pro pack, you're going to get more of my time because I know you're a serious builder. If you come in at a lower pack, I'm going to know that you're not that serious. And so this tells me how much energy I am going to put into your business. I'm going to say it like that too. So you guys repeat that. I promise it works. And I want to tell you this because it's important. Learning how to posture yourself as a business owner is important. You know, it really is. It's actually very important. When I had negative dollars in my bank account, before I started this, billion-dollar business that we built over 11 years, I had the mindset that I was wealthy, important. I had $1 million in my bank account liquid. I had the visualization that this was the things I was. This was my identity that I was going to put it out there to other people, even though I didn't have it. So even if I had nothing going on because I didn't have a job, like or anything, I'm not sitting down in a basement watching TV. No, I don't have time for that. I am a busy entrepreneur, so my time is limited. And if you're gonna have my time, I'm gonna teach you the things I know, then you got to take it seriously, right? So you have to have that same energy in your business, and it's not about being mean, it's about becoming the expert. And eventually, as your check starts to roll in because you've been doing enough three-way calls, then you will be the expert. And then you can teach people. I made $1,000 my first month, and I can show you how to do the same thing because I've done it, right? All right. So here's really how we're going to plug in. We want to get people to the Saturday presentations. Why? First of all, it's easy for you. You don't even have to present. You just have to invite. Invite, get them on the call, 12 o'clock every Saturday. 12:30 is the fast track training. And that's on talkfusionpresentation.com. Super, super simple. You can get them on there and get them engaged. You don't have to be the presenter to make money in this business. So one of the things I want to share with you, I am getting ready to do a mindset series. I realize success is 90% in our head, right? It's who you believe you are, honestly. If you want to make money in this industry long term, you have to wrap your head around uh, your future self, okay? Now, I'm going to do a deep dive onto this. We're going to go into quantum physics and everything on this, right? Because I'm really going to take all the mentorship and everything that I've learned over the last 10 years, and I'm going to bring it to you guys for free. So feel free to register for that. Mental2materialwealth.com. It's going to start next week on Tuesday, January 6th at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you aren't in our team Telegram yet, join it, talkfusiontelegram.com. And every week on Wednesday, I'm going to start doing an onboarding and strategy session as well. So if your people join on Saturday, we're going to also plug them into the Wednesday call and anybody that they bring in as well. And this is just, we're going to cover what we just covered today. I'm going to teach you how to talk to people, and we're going to talk about how to place people. I think that's important. There's a few nuances in the back office that matter. And I'm gonna show you guys some of that real quick. One sec. And I have sun in my eyes. There we go. I'm gonna show you guys just a few things if you haven't seen it yet, but this is what our Wednesday calls are gonna be like. Let me just log into a demo account real quick. I can show you around one sec. There's my Zoom, share. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you first log in, right? So a few things I want to point out. One, right here on the dashboard, there's your link. You get paid in one. Now, if I'm just going after you're partnering with me and you don't care what I sell, there's some people like that, then I'm going to give them this sponsorship link because it doesn't give them any information at all. It's just you're just signing up. Um, if you're talking to customers, right, or business owners that just want to use the product, most people are going to say, I want to make money, but some people just want to use the product, and you're going to give them this link right here. And then the people that really want to get that 1 minute pay, you're going to give them that link right there. Okay, so that's really important. Here's the next thing that's really important. This is your rotator settings right here. Okay, it's going to default to auto, right? But really what you want to do is your first two people that you place in your business, you're going to set one to the left, enroll them. Then you're going to come in here again, set one to the right, boom. And then once you do that, and you have your first two people in, you're going to switch it back to auto. Now, we are in a binary business, which means you have two teams, okay? You're going to be building two teams, one and two, right? And depending on how balanced these legs are, you're going to get paid the volume out on your lesser leg. So auto really means we're going to keep feeding people to the lesser side, so that way your legs can be more balanced, right? It's not that complicated. There actually is a lot of much more difficult compensation plans out there that are way confusing and hard to qualify for. This is very simple. You're going to get 200 points right here, 200 points right here. Now your goal is to help these two get qualified. This is amazing because you don't have to be a rock star, all-star recruiter. You just got to help a few people and help those few people as well, right? My last business, I personally recruited 5,000 people. 5,000 people. I personally recruited over a 10-year period. You don't have to do that here. Amazing. It's amazing you don't have to do that here. All right, here's what I want to show you. The FAQ, almost all the questions you're going to get are going to be here. So you're going to just guide people. Yeah, check out the FAQ. And if it doesn't answer your questions, then go ahead and ask me whatever questions you have. This is all about getting paid, all about getting paid as well. Um, how do I add a promoter? Everything is in here, right? The videos are also very important. So there's sizzle videos, the why video. All of these are amazing videos. If you haven't taken the time, like I actually really like this one. If you haven't taken the time to look at these, like let me show you just real quick. These videos are actually very well done, right? So you guys can leverage these. If you're not a big talker and you want to just point to tools like I do, then use the videos, right? It's in different languages. We just got we're getting Poland coming in here and Hungarian. Um, here's the it's go time video. Okay, video tutorial. Most people, how do I use the product? Boom, just send them this in whatever language. Product video, this is all about the product. Send them that. How do I get paid? Send them that. How do I use my back office? Send them that. Like I'm showing you now, but I don't need you need to. I can just send you guys this video right here. Use the tools, right? Your life will be so much easier if you just use the tools we already have. Documents, same thing, all right here. You want to do your own presentation? Check this out. Here's the opportunity. Now, most people are kind of bypassing this at this time. I would say most people's presentation is that, is this. Let me show you how quick it is. You just go to this website, watch these videos, and you join. Boom. Like simple. But if you want to do a whole presentation, you can. And if you're like, well, what do I say on the presentation? Well, then you come to speaker notes. And then if you can read, you can present, right? This is going to tell me what I say on each slide. You're going to integrate your story into it, of course. But look, he who does the most presentations wins. That's it. You show the plan, right? You show the plan. That's it. Like that's what it comes down to. The more presentations, the more people you get in front of a presentation, the more money you're going to make. And it's really that simple. So I just wanted to point a few things out just real quickly in case you haven't seen those yet. But that's really the basis for building your business. And we're going to wrap this up because we're right at 30 minutes, just over. Um, I will be doing this type of onboarding every Wednesday again, and I will teach, you guys the sales and process inviting and all that. We'll talk about this every week. So that way we can start ramping up and building a big business here. So the good thing is you don't have to figure everything out. You just have to plug into what we already have. And if you could do that, you can make a lot of money here. So thank you guys for hopping on, and I will see you again here next week. All right, bye guys. Have a great weekend.